Hello?
Hey.
Hey, it's Anna.
Hey, Anna.
76.
Hey, Jess.
How you doing?
Jessica's favorite guest.
It is.
She's told me this before.
Well, Jess is my favorite host, so
Oh,
mutual.
Well, wait a minute.
fatality. Sorry, Matt.
Oh. Okay, so this is like episode like 107, 90, 11, and
Close enough.
yeah. And hello, is your host Sooper Matt, and I'm here with at Jessica Headings on Twitter, and I'm also here with at Lady Libertas 76. Apparently, our host was held up by a drug cartel. That's just what I'm going to assume, because I just started watching Breaking Bad.
Me too.
If any of my friends are Hispanic, I just assume they are in drug cartels.
Oh, thanks.
It's a reasonable assumption.
Are there drug cartels in Georgia?
Yes, there actually are.
Are there?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Have you seen the show, Jessica?
No, I have not.
I wasn't sure that I would like it at first.
That's why I'm not sure I want to watch a show all about drugs. I don't know how interesting that is.
This is what I do for a living.
But you're a legal drug pusher.
No, I'm not talking about this. The people on that show, I know it's old. This is old news. I'm sorry, okay? I'm behind the times. I like to binge watch stuff. But the people on that show, those drug addicts, are real. I see those people every day that come in and say they have burns on their face, and it's like, what did you do? My car overheated. And you're like, yeah, right.
On your face?
Yeah.
What?
So, or they'll say, I need some needles. For what? My grandmother, she's really diabetic. Really? Okay, which ones? The long ones. She's really that hard.
Seriously?
Yes, and it used to be more of a problem when we didn't have the Sudafed things, and they would buy like 6 or 7 boxes at a time.
That's really annoying.
I'm really congested.
But Walt figured out a way around that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Jess, I don't watch TV, and I love this show. For some reason, I'm totally hooked.
Yeah.
On Breaking Bad, you watch it too?
Yes.
Man.
I don't even watch TV. Like, the extent of my television watching is Chopped and Downton Abbey. Like, that's it.
I love my Downton Abbey.
I don't know how to live without it, but it's over.
I don't know. I might have to try Breaking Bad. Matt got me watching It's Always Sunny.
That's funny. I have to say, it's really funny.
And
I'm
the
on
newest
season 3.
was perfect.
I'm like 7 seasons behind, so don't ruin it, Matt.
Oh, wow. Well, you better hurry the F up. I forget that we can't edit, so I'll have to tone down my cursing.
And the talking about brothels. Jeez.
Did I talk about brothels last time?
I think you did. I think we got in trouble for that.
Did we?
We get in trouble every time.
Yeah. I know. What's up with that?
I don't know.
So, anyway. So, once again, we are left... Well, I'm getting better at this, I think.
I think you are.
I think I am. I mean, the last show we actually had to record it twice.
Ooh, can you tell me about that? I never got the story behind that.
You don't know. It recorded like 20 minutes, then it cut out. He like cut out on us, and then he said, "Oh, it screwed up, so I don't know what happened." I don't know. It's always operator trouble with him. So then Andrea said, "Oh, well, I can do it again tomorrow." So we have like 20 minutes show with a clip show, and then we did another show. So it's like a bonus podcast, which actually is really good. And if you don't follow Andrea Ruth on Twitter, you should. She's really good.
Yeah, that happened on our podcast, and she was really great about it, actually. She's very good. Everyone should listen.
Mm-hmm. So I think the biggest news today or yesterday was the horrible answer that Trump gave to Chris Matthews about abortion, and he had a town hall on MSNBC with Chris Matthews, and he says, "Do you think women should be punished for having an abortion?" And after a big, actually, when he started off, he could have saved it, but he just kept talking and talking and talking and talking until Chris cornered him, and he said, "Yeah, I think they should be punished. Yeah, there should be some kind of punishment for women." And successfully set back pretty much all the headway that people like Anna and
Yeah.
people like with the pro-life movement have been working on for 40 years.
Yeah,
With
that was
one,
disappointing.
and I'm not going to say a slip of the tongue because he
Oh no, I think he meant it.
no, I think like I've heard, and you can tell me your theories. I think like what Leon Wolf said is that he's saying what he thinks conservatives
Yes.
actually think.
Because he's not really conservative, so he's just kind of winging it, saying what he
exactly
thinks
right.
they'll like.
That's
Yeah,
exactly right. That's
Yeah.
unfortunate. You know, it's really pathetic because, you know, I've done just minimal media training in my job, and you prepare for those kind of things. It's just something you automatically prepare for in a campaign, even if you're not running for president. If I'm running anybody's campaign, I'm preparing them for this question, right? But and I think though, I think the silver lining here though is that we can get out the narrative, which is a true narrative, that women are victims, okay? They're victims of the abortion industry. We've said this all along. This is the real conservative movement will tell you this.
Yes.
And that is why, like, when I write model legislation, people probably don't know what I do, but anyway, I write pro-life policy. And when we write model legislation, we always put in this exception, accepting women from any type of punishment for obtaining an illegal abortion, because they're victims of this hideous industry and our society that refuses to stand up and say, okay, this is wrong, right? So we've always said that all along. And I think this is a good opportunity to get that word out there and let people know that really it's the Republican Party, the real Republican Party, I'll put it that way, and the conservatives that are on the side of women, okay?
Yes.
We want women to not be harmed by abortion, okay? And they're victims just as much as the children are.
Yes, exactly. And I mean, no one's ever, and he talks about, well, I've heard from conservatives that said that, they would agree that we should put, no one has ever said that. You know who, if abortion was illegal, if it was, you know who should be punished? The doctors that perform it.
Absolutely.
Which is what he came back and said later, trying to clean it up.
It was too late by then. It was the Todd Aiken moment, which
he's Aiken on steroids.
It was worse. Yeah.
Way worse than Aiken. I mean, nobody thinks this about wanting to have women punished for I don't. It was just totally. I was flabbergasted. That's why at this point, let's say hypothetically he gets a nomination, it would be so much better if Hillary Clinton just went ahead and won, and then we could try to salvage all of this. Because 4 years of him saying crap like this is not going to help the pro-life movement.
Can you imagine how much she cackled when she heard that answer?
Oh, it's going to be on every ad from July till November.
It's delivering just a massive gift to her.
Yes.
And to all the Democrats, all the down ballot elections. I mean,
yeah, and I think you're making a good point though. People keep telling me who's worse, Hillary or Trump, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, at least Hillary I can predict and I can fight her. Right? Okay, I know as a pro-lifer that I can differentiate myself from Hillary. But if you have a guy that's saying, I'm pro-life, I'm conservative, and I'm saying, no, he's not, I mean, it's sort of confusing for the public, right?
Right.
So I think, I don't want either of them to be president. Let me just put that out there. But it's easier for me to fight the enemy I know as far as it goes with, I don't know which one will set our movement back farther, which is really pathetic.
That's sad, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's hard to deal with because I'm telling you, the people I work with work hard, and they do it for practically nothing, and they do it for no thanks. And, we're down on the streets with these women who are the victims of the abortion industry all the time. And these women who counsel them and who work in these pregnancy centers are saving lives every day. So the fact that he just says this willy-nilly is absolutely devastating to us who are on the people who are on the ground.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just, I don't know. I mean, this is why I think we have to. I mean, if he's the nominee, we have to do something to get the Dowling ticket candidates on there, or it's it's going to be a really hard 2 to 4 years until the next election.
I just don't see how he wins.
No.
Oh no, he's not going to win the fall election.
No.
That is a certainty.
Yeah.
He will not. There's no way. 73% of women disapprove of him, and you're telling
for obvious reasons.
I know.
And you're telling me that and the demographics change every year. They'll say, "Oh, well, no election's ever been won without the white man vote." Well, that changed Barack Obama. He didn't need it. They even stopped campaigning towards those blue-collar white workers. Well, so that demographic does not play anymore. Yeah, you are going to need close to 50% of the female vote or something like that in order to win this election, and he's not going to have it.
No. But you know what? What was this thing about that South Carolina Trump delegates going to Rubio? I mean, is he going to get, and I was in an argument with somebody the other day and about whether he's going to get this 1237 and whether we're going to get to a second ballot. I know this has been hashed and rehashed, but I mean, I guess I don't
think he can at this point. I think some people were predicting earlier that he might not be able to make it to the 1237, not just because now South Carolina's in play, because
okay, from what the GOP in South Carolina, they said that they clarified this afternoon, like
they did.
That said there are no delegates in play at this point.
Okay.
So they have to be challenged? Do they have to make some kind of legal challenge for them to become in play?
So. I don't think they're just going to come out and say, "Oh, you broke the law. Sorry, cross that line." I mean, nobody's going to do that. So but I mean, Cruz.
I will.
Or someone could challenge that.
I'm sure somebody is going to challenge that at some point.
Yeah.
And he's been such a moron, delegate-wise, that he won't really be able to...
See, that's the funny part, is that he doesn't understand the rules.
No.
And, okay, so how this works, and I think we've explained it again once before, and most people know, is that you elect delegates. Now, those delegates represent your state and your vote on the first ballot. But after that, it's no holds barred.
Yeah, after that, they're released. Like, for example, you've got kind of like 3 different ways it's done. Every state is either proportional, winner take all, or a hybrid. Okay, so like, for example, Florida, we've got 99 delegates, winner take all. We're all pledged that first ballot. But like you said, Matt, as soon as that first ballot, if they don't reach the majority, then it goes completely released, and it's a bunch of political horse trading at that point.
Yeah, that's why he's so mad about Louisiana, because Cruz went in and, got his people to be the nominees. I mean, to be the delegates. Now, what happens on the first ballot? Yeah, Trump, I assume. I haven't done the research. But on the second ballot, if he doesn't have 1237, well, those 10 or 15 or 20 delegates go to Cruz.
Right. But what's interesting is not every state has all the delegates pledged. The thing is, there's not a lot of legislation enacted when it comes to how this works. It's really party driven. So every state it gets confusing. So we really don't know what's going to happen.
Historically, I'm like, really excited about this convention.
It's going to be a disaster, but it's going to be a fun disaster to watch if you don't really
kind of like I don't know. like watching, and I'll say the proverbial dumpster fire. It's just
Oh my gosh, you know how much I hate
Hopefully it's going to be
that.
better than that.
That's
But
why you said it.
can I recommend
fireworks
a book
there.
for this if people are interested? If
Yeah.
people are interested, there's a book called Destiny of the Republic.
Yeah.
It's written by Candace Millard, and she is a great author. But anyway, it's about President Garfield in the 1880 election, which was also quite interesting. So I recommend that book pretty highly if you're interested in that subject.
Destiny of the Republic. Who wrote it again?
Candace Millard or Millard, Millard.
Candace Millard. All right, I'm gonna look that up.
It's
I
great.
love it when you're on and I get all of these interesting historical. You and Matt both. Matt turned me on to that
Matt's the
history podcast.
Sort of, I guess.
You are.
Yeah.
You have become so.
The other story, I guess, we're just kind of freeballing it here, people, because we're usually like me and Jess are like the Ed McMahons, the Andy Richters of this show, and we just go with the flow. But now we're in charge, so
Kind of frightening, isn't it?
the other story was the whole. This just makes me crack up. The whole Michelle Fields fiasco.
Oh man.
Which from day one could have been totally squashed by saying 2 words. I'm sorry.
You knew that wasn't going to happen.
So she filed a police report, and he didn't get arrested. He went to the police station, turned himself in, So the funny part is that Trump says, well, what was in her hand? What if she had a bomb or anything? Okay, I call bullshit. Because if anybody here, and me and Anna were at CPAC, just to see Carson, you had to wait in a 3-hour line.
Cruz.
Everybody, or whoever it was, and you all had to be frisked. And I was with the media, surprisingly, yes, I was. I had a shorter line, and they made me go over to the side and like stretch out my arms, and they scanned every part of me. He used an inordinate amount of time on my crotchtorial area. I'm not sure why.
I do not believe it.
So, but
it was
I guess
the quickest wanding in existence.
He thought there was a weapon there. I don't know.
My gosh.
I wouldn't blame him for thinking that.
Okay, move on.
But anyway, so I mean, if you went into a room and you left, they would be like, you can't come in. You got to go back through security. These people have security back and forth. There were 3 Secret Service agents around him.
Okay.
So you're telling me that a woman that came up to him and tapped him on the shoulder with a pen in his hand, that she slipped through not only the security process, but by 3 Secret Service agents, and Corey Lewandowski, just by yanking her down, he prevented an act of war against the future president of the United States. That's what we're led to believe.
Okay, can the lawyer in me just come out right now, Matt? Okay, this happened in Florida, right? Okay, I'm admitted to the bar in Florida. So let me just say this. All the idiots on Twitter and wherever else cannot get past the fact that battery is defined by statute, okay?
Yeah.
It's section 784.03 in the Florida statutes, all right? It's actual or intentional touching or striking of another person against their will. It doesn't require an actual injury, okay? No matter what you say, the judge does not care who it was or who the person, it doesn't matter in court, all right?
Yeah.
You've got this issue of him touching her against her will. That is battery, whether you like it or not, and it's never okay, all right? Where are the feminists on this? Have we heard from the feminists?
No.
Boy, I'd like to point Anna in the direction of some Trump bots on Twitter. That would be fun.
Oh, God. Okay, so was what Michelle Fields did when she grazed Trump's arm to say, hey, I have a question, was that battery?
Okay, this is a great question. All right, what do you think?
No.
Why?
Because he didn't complain about it.
But you're right. Look, the point is that you.
And it didn't leave a bruise. I mean, she had
That
unless
doesn't.
she's anemic, that must have been a really hard pull for them to be actual fingerprints left on her
I
arm.
mean, what? I mean, just tapping someone on
True,
the
but it doesn't
shoulder,
matter.
casual contact like
No,
that.
that doesn't count. No, no, no.
Right.
But the thing is, the point that you made, Matt, I think is really significant. Is he nor his people can ever say I was wrong or I'm sorry. This whole
Yeah.
thing could have been avoided. The local news or local talk radio had me on talking about this issue because it seems to be a pattern with Trump, with women, and with just his rallies in general, the violence or the threat of violence or whatever it is. So I think it's endemic. I think it's a problem, and I think it could have been easily avoided by, like, this is a lesson we teach our children at a
Right.
young age. Just say you're sorry. It's
Yes.
okay.
Yes. Just like you can say, I don't know, to a question. When
And
you're,
obviously he can't.
he
Instead,
cannot say that.
he's
He
got to
has to have
torpedo the pro-life
everything.
movement.
Yeah, exactly, Jess. That's good.
Instead of just saying I don't know or I'll have to get back to you.
Yeah,
No.
I think people respect that. People want to know that you're human and that you make mistakes. I think that all this anger built up could be diffused. I know it could be diffused by him, and he doesn't want to diffuse it. That's the issue.
Hmm.
Yeah, he
That
agrees on that. Yeah,
that leads us to our other thing, of course, of him not knowing anything and not being prepared, is that he thinks that the government has three functions:
oh,
security, education, and healthcare.
if that doesn't wake up conservatives, I don't know that anything really will at this point.
Yeah, I mean, oh my God, no, that's not any. I mean, that just shows you that his supporters are not conservative. They're not anywhere near to what the Constitution states. The Constitution does not state anything about education and or health care. It's
And he also thinks
security
that
and protection of the republic and interstate between
infrastructure, yeah,
infrastructure. It is. That's it. That's it. There's
that's
nothing
it.
about.
Read Adam Smith. Hello. I made my 12th graders read this when I was teaching. It's something that everyone should know.
Yes.
But he also said that judges sign bills, and I still haven't gotten over that.
No.
On
Did he
national
really
TV,
say that? I missed
twice,
that.
twice at the debate on national television. And I
Oh
went to
no.
bed thinking, surely he did not say that. And I woke up and watched it again. Yep. Judges sign bills.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they do make laws.
Well, yeah.
They do judge from the bench, but you're right. They do not sign bills. That is very true. Oh man, yeah. I mean, I'm just flabbergasted, and it's just every day we just give them a pass, and well, not us, not we don't, but the media does, and I'm hoping, oh God, please, I'm hoping that this latest thing where he thinks women should be punished will give the media a wake up call, and they'll start actually going after him. But no, they want him to be the nominee. They want him to go after Hillary, and so they can have that matchup because they know Hillary will win, and she will win. But
Yeah,
maybe
she
this
will.
will wake up some of the voters that are supporting him and saying, like even idiot Ann Coulter, who we all know that is Nicolas Cage in drag. Even
Oh,
Ann
that's
Coulter
funny.
is saying, in, after he tweeted that picture of Heidi Cruz, he
Oh
said,
yeah.
it's
Oh,
like having to bail out a 16-year-old from prison. You just get tired of it after a while because he doesn't know when to stop. So even his most ardent supporters, even stupid Huckabee, the huckster Huckabee
Which
was
one?
the
I,
oh well yeah, that's true. Well, the other one was like a robot. His daughter just She didn't even know what to say. She was deer in the headlights in that Tapper interview.
Oh man.
But even Huckabee was saying, "Oh well, you know what? He got trapped by that answer. Yes, it was stupid. He shouldn't have said it." I mean, they are beside themselves because they
That's
don't
not
know
a
what
trap.
to do. I mean,
No.
Anybody who's ever had media training, I'm sorry, and come on, you
how
prepare for that kind of thing. I
how can
prepare a candidate who's running for a much lesser office than president for that.
What was it that Carson said? He said he
oh
just didn't know that question was
he didn't know?
coming.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to give well
It,
like Obama gets questions pre-written from a lot of his people, so I guess Trump thinks he should get his go
it's
ahead.
extreme hubris. That's what it is.
It
Yeah.
really is.
But
Well,
also, what do you think about? You sent me that article about the girl who quit the Super PAC,
yeah.
saying that he doesn't really want to win. Maybe is he just trying to like get kicked out without having to bruise his pride or something, or
Yeah,
what?
I think. See, there was an article earlier about a one of his advisors quit the campaign and said
Well, if
that
she's a PAC, okay, I
Yeah,
got in
she's
a
on the
fight about this.
super PAC. Yeah.
But I'm telling
yeah,
you, if you're a part of a PAC, you know a candidate inside and out. Okay, it's just
yes,
the way it is.
and they said, this is a protest vote. Okay, that's fine. A lot of people that voted for Cruz, that was a protest vote. That's fine. But then when it got to the point where he was getting momentum because he was saying what people really want to hear because they're angry or whatever, then it started to get to where she thought, wow, this is not what I signed up for. And from what the Trump insiders were saying is he really didn't think that he was going to make it this far.
Right.
And at this point, he's running totally on his pride
Oh my gosh.
that he does not want to lose.
How embarrassing for us that he didn't even really feel like winning. He's just
Yeah,
It's
kind of.
he just
embarrassing.
wanted
You're
to do it
right.
just to say, hey, I ran for president one year. Remember that year?
We'll pick that idiot, the one that doesn't really know anything. That one.
So
Yeah. So how much of this is him thinking, "Oh God, how can I just get out of this?" Or I don't know.
And
I'm
he
just
can't
saying.
even screw it up because every time he screws up, it makes him more popular.
Yeah, the only thing I think that upset people is what he said to boycott Apple. Like he could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue, it's fine. But
which he's
boycott
still
Apple. Oh,
using Apple.
that's a bridge too far, people.
Oh
Wow.
gosh.
This is
So-
America. Thank you very much.
People wanted me to do impressions. I'll do an impression of Soup. So, what annoyed me this week from Twitter? Let me tell you what really gets under my skin.
This is a weekly segment.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you. This really gets under my skin. Let me tell you what I wrote, and you retweeted me.
Let me tell you how they responded.
And listen to this. You will not believe who DM'd me.
Matt, you have to do one.
He's
for
gonna
Leduc.
totally kill me when he listens to this.
Well, y'all really screwed up the podcast again.
Yeah, then we'll hear, oh, I'm editing all of that out. Guess what? I'm sending it straight to Thomas Leduc. It's not
You know you have.
soup filter.
You know what you have to do for Leduc, don't you?
Oh, he wants
Come
me
on now.
to Grace.
He wants you to what?
It's all he cares about, really.
It's Nancy Grace.
Oh my god.
So, what you're telling me, Donald, that you think that women should be punished for the abortion? Is that what you're saying, Donald? Donald, is that what you're saying? Because that's not how we did it in our day, back when I lived in... Where the hell is she from? She sounds like she's from
Like,
Georgia or
probably
something.
Georgia, yeah.
I'll use Eastern South Coasters sound the same to me. Sound like
What?
Pauline.
Excuse?
Come
Excuse me?
on.
Well, you're from Louisiana. You can be excused. And
Okay.
and Anna's from the Gulf Coast, so that's
Lower Alabama, thank you very
yeah,
much.
that's different, but not like I'm sorry. y'all people that live in like North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, like that's how all of us other Southerners, our accent gets stereotyped to them. Because all the Yankees, when they go on vacation, they go to Virginia Beach or to Myrtle Beach or wherever the
Which
hell
isn't
else.
even a beach.
And they
Give me a
think, well,
break.
that's how all the Southerners talk, so I guess that's how we'll do this. We'll just talk like this, just like all them other people from the East.
Like Hillary Clinton does when she's on campaign
Ugh.
stops in South Carolina.
Oh my gosh. How can she live with herself, changing her accent everywhere that she
So
goes?
gross.
Look, all three of us are Southerners. Do we sound like we're from...
Okay, just to be fair, my media training people trained my accent out of me. So when I'm on air for anything, I don't have an accent.
Oh, my accent got worse as I grew older.
Did it?
Yeah, I believe that.
Well, so my birth parents are from Arkansas. My adopted parents are from Arkansas. I grew up in North Louisiana, and then I lived 5
And they're
years
all
in East
related.
Texas. So, I mean, I have a very deep Gulf South accent,
You do.
but it's not anything like the South Carolina, North Carolina. I mean, they don't even know how to cook
That's
barbecue
true.
over there.
Oh, come on. It's
We are really gonna lose some support over this.
I love North Carolina barbecue. I like Memphis, North Carolina, Texas. I don't discriminate.
I like all meat.
I was going to say that, but I figured that would sound weird if I said it, and Soup would
But it is a little,
probably.
I mean, I do like salt and vinegar chips, but it's a little odd when they say, I got some barbecue meat here. And they're like, it's like, I don't see any sauce on it. It's like, no, it's barbecued. I barbecued it all here in Raleigh. And it's like vinegar and shit. I'm like, okay, I guess barbecue. And barbecue is something you eat, not something you do. Just FYI to the Yankees.
What, you don't do both?
No, you eat barbecue, you
But
grill
you have to
burger.
barbecue
No,
it.
you smoke it. You don't grill it. Are you crazy?
No, what I'm saying is you grill a burger.
Okay, you smoke
burger?
barbecue.
Yeah, what I'm saying is you eat barbecue.
Don't even
You
get me started on
grill.
that.
You don't go, I'm gonna go barbecue some burgers. No, what? No. Are you gonna put barbecue sauce on them? I don't understand. What are you talking about? You gonna have barbecue burgers?
Oh, Yankees.
They only
are so
sell those at Burger
stupid.
King. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, no, you grill or you eat barbecue. So there you go. And another thing, it's not soda or pop.
It's Coke.
It's a Coke. Like, what
Thank
kind of
you.
Coke?
Oh, I
All
knew I
Cokes.
loved you guys. I knew it.
What kind of
All
Coke
Cokes.
do you want? I want a
Um,
Sprite.
Exactly.
I want a
Thank-
Sprite. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I
Do you
don't
know
really
what-
drink Sprite. I actually drink Coke Zero, but
Ugh.
it's good and it has 0 calories. I don't understand why everybody's like, "Oh, you got the aspartame in there. It's gonna give you birth defects."
I don't care that that
Already
tastes
had
bad.
that. I'm okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay, there was a billboard in my town. I just drove past it the other day, and it's a Pepsi billboard. Because we all know that we drink Coke down here, and like if you wait on tables here in the South and you offer people Pepsi, they're gonna say no, bring me sweet tea or water.
Right.
Well, there was a billboard in my town. They just put it up, and it's Pepsi, and it says something like the Southern Choice or something
No
like that. And I'm like,
way.
oh my
Okay,
God.
okay,
Are they confused or what?
okay.
I think it's really making a difference in their sales because they know we drink Coke.
I actually like that Pepsi and Pepsi Max.
What's wrong
Don't
with you?
even admit that in public.
Can you delete that? Can we edit that out?
I don't know. I just do. It's good.
Oh my gosh. That's like if you go somewhere up north, they don't even have iced tea or sweet tea. Like
No.
they think you add the sugar afterwards.
right.
Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
They
and
don't
then you
even have
ask
iced
for
tea.
Coke, and they'll say we can give you Pepsi. That's not the same thing.
No, bring me water.
Water.
Thank you.
Is that so? You got a lot of that from your servers? It's like like, can we have Coke? And like, we have Pepsi.
Not
No
the same.
thanks.
Not the
No,
same.
thank you.
Okay.
Water.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Just wondering. Well, Since we've got like 20 minutes left or whatever, I found a just most fascinating story, and I shared this with Anna and a few other people. And I don't care. I'm kind of tired of politics, so we're going to talk history for a minute.
Yay!
And this is about a case of a Nazi. I don't know, how do you say Waffen? Waffen? In
Maybe, yeah.
Waffen SS, one of his favorite commanders, uh, and how he became a Mossad hitman, one of the most
What?
successful Mossad.
So interesting.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do the drunk history version because I've had a few, and but
You should start a drunk history podcast.
I know it.
That would be wildly successful.
Yes, it would.
So, anyways, there's this guy, okay, and his name is Otto Skorzeny, okay. He was considered at the time during World War II the most dangerous man in Europe. I mean, the Americans deemed him that. They said this guy is he's like a superhero on steroids.
Mm-hmm.
Like if this guy was American, there would be so many movies about this guy that it would be incredible. It's just amazing. So, I mean, this guy, he got every award that Hitler ever gave him, and he led a team of just like a few soldiers to go rescue Mussolini. He's gone on to missions in Egypt. I mean, he fouled up a bunch of stuff for the Allies in D-Day. He just crazy soldier that just loved adventure, loved all this stuff. And you're thinking, wow, this guy was really a dick because he was part of the Waffen SS, and you're saying,
Yeah.
because it's not like he was like Rommel. Rommel was part of the German army. The SS was the military branch of the Nazi Party. It would be like if the Democrats took control of everything and then had their own military. Okay, that would be horrific. Which I don't know what they would use. Maybe like wiffle ball bats. I don't know. So anyway, this guy, he goes on. The war ends, and he's writing all these memoirs because he thinks he's a badass and everything.
Yeah.
And he says he goes and retires into Spain after the war crimes. He's acquitted after 3 years. They keep him for 3 years. And the Mossad, well, they've got a problem. This is in the 60s now. Let's fast forward to 1962.
Yeah, it's like 1962. Yeah.
Okay, so now Egypt really wants to just fuck Israel's shit up. They want.
Oh my god.
they want to kill him, and all these German scientists say like, "Man, we hate the Jews too. Can we come help y'all?" And the Egypt was like, "Yeah, come on down. We'll throw some rockets at them." And one of their scientists was like, "Dude, I made the rockets that went to London that almost brought them to their knees." And they're like, "Well, what happened?" "Well, Patton happened." And they're like, "Oh, shit. Okay, well, we need
my
you.
god.
We can shoot some rockets into Jerusalem and Tel Aviv." And
well, think about how Germany's feeling at this time.
Yeah.
They've been totally humiliated, and they're looking for like a German resurgence, right?
Yeah.
For revenge.
Yeah. So the Mossad says, "Well, shit. We need to go and kill these guys," but they're not just gonna let some Jews up in Egypt and say, "Hey, German scientists, how's it going? Can we be buddies?" Pow! It's not gonna happen. So they thought, you know what we really need? We need a man on the inside that they can trust. And so
they chose what?
What?
So who did they choose?
Well, they chose
smart.
Otto Skorzeny, the hero of the German army at that time, and he is living the high life. He's in Spain, living under the fascist dictator of Franco. He's got his own villa. I mean, this guy, He's going to Spanish parties. He's even
This is
some
just like
jobs for
drunk
them because
history, for real.
yeah,
It is, isn't it?
he's
Yeah.
like I'm just living, like crazy.
La vida loca.
Yeah, and so the Mossad sets up this thing for like this sting for like 2 months. They watch him and they're like just sitting there, eating like their Lunchables, like with their binoculars and their high velocity scope.
I'm gonna spill my wine, will you?
And
Eating Lunchables.
so they're watching him and they're like, okay, let's go talk to him. So they get this guy, which we don't know his name. I mean, they're just releasing this information this month after 40 years. So they get this guy and this really hot ass other German Jewish woman. They don't know her name, and they say
What?
That's what they describe her.
Wait, they
really
don't know
attractive.
her name, but
They don't describe
her
her that way. Thank you,
Okay,
Donald
but they
Trump.
say she's really attractive. And
Wow,
so
Matt is really embellishing.
they
onto
go to
it.
this party.
Wow.
And, like.
See why women can't get ahead in this country.
Drunk sexist history
So-
with Matt.
Thank you.
Scorsese and his wife are like partying, and the Mossad and the hot agent are like, "Yo, what's up?" And he's like, "Yo, nothing much." Yo, and he's like,
This is not how it went down.
"It's like, so what's going on in Spain?" And he's like, "Yeah, cool." And like they like really hit it off after a bunch. I'm guessing like beer and cocaine and stuff. I don't know. So they go to the elevator. And there's like, well, we're going to go to our room. You want to come up? And we're like, yeah, hell yeah, let's go. And so he like turns to me and he whips out his gun because I don't know where the hell he's keeping his gun on him. And he's like, whips out his gun. And Scorsese does is like,
Anna, how much of this
give
is
me
back?
one reason to shoot
not much.
right now because I know you two MFers are Messiah. And they're like, wow, damn, he's good. How do you know that? And he's like, look, we're not here to kill you. If we wanted to kill you while we were eating our Lunchables up on the hill with that we've been doing for the last 2 freaking months in Spain, it's like we could have just popped you at any time. We're not here for that. We want your help. And Scorsese's like, all right, I'll do it. Like, just like that. Just like, all right, I'll do it. After he's been like, it's like all these people have said that he was actually involved in the Holocaust. He actually exterminated Jews. He's like, oh yeah, I'll come work for the Jews. So he does it, but he says on one condition. He says, all right, what do you need? You need money? He goes, oh, man, I'm loaded. You see this crib I'm living in? Look at this. After you were up there eating your Lunchables, you didn't like think of all this
Are Lunchables kosher?
You could have come down here.
No.
I don't think so.
Okay, it was the turkey ones, okay?
Okay.
And so he's like, okay, so you don't want money. What do you want? I want off of Weisenthal's list. He's like, what are you talking about? We don't know anything about that. He goes, oh, hell yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to be labeled as a war criminal. I don't want y'all to kill me. Because Scorsese had written all these books about himself. I mean, he was basically like Indiana Jones, like the Nazi Indiana Jones. That's what he was. Okay? And he really cared about his reputation. So
but Matt, you're leaving out, he visited Yad Vashem, which I think is really important. Because that throws a wrench into your theory that he did it just for the sake of adventure.
Okay, well, there's 2 theories that.
There's the Matt theory.
The Matt theory is that because he was such, he wrote all these things. I mean, he never mentioned the Jews in any of his memoirs, and I think he just did it just because he said he just loved doing adventures. He loved going to killing people. It was just his hobby. Like, hey, what do you do for a living? Well,
okay, but the other side of the coin.
What do you do? I shoot people in the head. It's just that was his thing.
But the other side of the coin, Matt.
If he had a Pinterest, it would be of him shooting people in the head.
That's true.
Okay, so that was his hobby, and so I thought, that's why he wanted to do it. He wanted to go kill people or whatever. So, when you think
listen, he went and visited Yad Vashem, which is the memorial to those Jews that were killed in the Holocaust. And he didn't say anything.
Did he have
Right.
a
Well, we think because he was completely silent, and also he was pointed out as a war criminal while he was there. And
Yeah.
then suddenly he has this desire to be off of the war criminal list, which
Yeah.
is the Wiesenthal list. And Mossad basically forged a letter
Yes.
that supposedly removed him from the list, but it didn't because
Yeah,
it was
Wiesenthal
forged.
said, "Oh hell no, I ain't taking that son of a bitch off the list." It's like, here, you can take this piece of
I think
crap
that
right
was
here.
smart.
I'll put my
Yeah.
name on it, but I ain't gonna take him off the list. You
So
know what
he
I mean?
was still on the list, but they told him he wasn't on
Yeah,
the
they
list?
told him he wasn't on
Right.
the list, but he was
Wow.
really on the list.
But that's why I think he actually cared. I mean, it's debatable. I get that it's debatable, but
So anyway, that's a good assessment. I like that. That's two theories. So he says, okay, yeah, I'll come work for you. What the hell? So they go down to Jerusalem, and and they say, okay, well look, there's one dude. He's in Egypt. Okay, he's the guy that made like the V2 rockets and shot up all of London. He's like, we want you to go kill him. He's like, ah, sure, no problem. Just like that. Just like, oh yeah, I'll go kill him. So he goes to Egypt and he gets all buddy buddy with I can't remember his name. I think it was Krug. Yeah, Krug. And so he gets all buddy buddy with Krug. Okay, and Krug's getting ready to make rockets to launch him off into Israel. And he's like, "Hey, you want to go somewhere?" And they're like, "Yeah, where do you want to go?" He's like, "I don't know. Let's just drive around. We'll just like go have a party or something." And he says, "Okay."
no.
Uh, they get
I
in
love Anna's fact checking in the middle
they
of drunk
get in
history.
Krug's Mercedes because of course he would drive a Mercedes, and they're like, "Okay, where are we going?" He's like, "Yeah, just don't you worry about it. We're going somewhere fun. You're gonna like it. We're going to Euro Disney." And he's like, "All right, that sounds fun." And so
In
they start
Egypt.
driving around, and Scorzini's like, "Hey, yo, you want to show you? You want to see a magic trick?" And he's like, "Yeah," and he shoots him in the head. And he shoots Krug in the head, and then they pull him out, and then they pour acid all over his body, and then dig like a shallow grave and bury him.
Exactly what Walter White would have done.
Yeah, and so,
This
so,
is sounding like a Breaking Bad type.
after
Yes,
like
it does.
40 some odd years, 50 years at this point, no one knows what happened to this scientist until this
Right. He
past
just
week.
disappeared. That's all they knew.
They're like,
That's true.
oh, I guess he just left. He got tired of Egypt. He said the pyramids were too, whatever.
Too
And
tall.
Dusty.
but it was Scorzini at all this time. And so, Scorzini, he works for the Mossad, does some other missions for them, and then in 1975 he dies of cancer, and he was cremated in. They had a memorial for him, and then he was cremated, and they had a service in Austria where he was born. And there were all these people there, and there was this one guy that no one knew who he was, but it was that agent from the first time that they met from the Mossad. And he just stood there silently and paid his respect and then left.
So doesn't that blow your theory out of the water that he just did it for a venture? Because wouldn't he have said something about it if he wanted the credit?
Yeah.
And why would Mossad show up at his funeral and care at all?
Because, I don't know.
Exactly. You don't know.
I don't know. But I just thought it was a really crazy story. Like, it would be an awesome movie.
It would.
For the hero is a Nazi. So
Yeah,
I could
or
totally
maybe-
see Daniel Craig playing Scorzini. Because he had like this scar that he got from when he for a hobby other than shooting people in the head, he liked to fence. So he had this scar that ran from his eye all the way down his chin.
That is a badass scar.
Yeah, it is.
So
A
I just
fencing
thought that
scar.
was just like a really crazy, neat article. And since Soup wasn't here, he would be asking me all kinds of questions and refuting my whatever. So, but Anna did that job for him. So there
She
you go.
did a great
You're
job.
welcome.
Yeah.
I think we should add a drunk history segment every week.
I love it. I think it's great. I mean, I'm obsessed with history, but I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Drunk history right after Soup's complaint of the week.
Yeah. Well,
His complaint might be your drunk history. I don't know.
I don't know where he is. He could put happen to Tortugo from Breaking Bad.
Oh my gosh,
That
you're
was
right.
one of the last episodes. So, does Super Mexican mean turtle in Spanish? Who knows?
We'll never know.
We'll never know. So, anything interesting this week? We got about 10 minutes left.
I was really confused when I went away for the weekend for Easter, and I didn't have a really good cell reception, and I signed in for a few minutes and saw that Trump loves Pecker was trending.
And you had no idea why?
I had no clue. But since it was Easter weekend, I was not going to click on the hashtag.
But you know now, right?
I was kind of afraid. Yeah, I do know now.
Okay. All right.
That is so funny.
And don't ever ask someone. I thought it's a joke. You know, I had like a picture of Trump in a microphone and his mouth is open. And I said, Trump loves Pecker. Somebody Photoshop this. Don't ever make that request again. Ever.
Wait, did you really request that?
Why did you do that?
Just to be funny. I didn't think actually somebody
Not
would do
funny.
it.
Why?
Wait, you requested that on Twitter?
Yeah, I thought they would do something funny like him,
No.
him eating
on.
like a corn dog or something.
Oh,
but
Have you been
no,
on
it
Twitter
went
ever?
full blown like.
Now I'm
questioning
doubly happy I did not click on that hashtag.
You don't.
Jess has the gift of wisdom, which Matt lacks in substantial amounts.
I have no wisdom.
Oh, man. I think you knew what you were asking, Matt.
Hey, what about you, Anna? Any interesting stories you want to in the last 8 minutes that we got?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay, so I told you I was going on the radio to talk about Trump and his problems with women. Well, I didn't realize I was talking about it so much, and I was just kind of walking through the house writing notes, and I work a lot, but I have a 2-year-old, and he's, following me around. I'm not noticing what he's doing, and all of a sudden he says to me, Trump doesn't like women.
Oh my God.
And I was like, what do I say to that? Because it's accurate, but I don't know.
It actually is accurate, but it's really funny what they pick up.
I mean, he's two, and he's like, and he's mean and ugly, and I'm like, I should really keep my stupid mouth shut. What? I had no idea.
There's hope in the next generation.
Please.
I had my kids when they were younger, like every time the Disney Channel would put on one of those stupid environmental commercials about you can save the planet, they would like argue with the TV, like, global warming is a hoax.
Oh, that's cute.
You sound like my husband. Oh my God.
So it's never too early to instill that in them.
I guess not. And he also tells people to vote for Marco all the time. Like,
oh, how cute.
He's like, hey, and the people turn around and he goes, vote for Marco. I'm like, buddy, it's over. Accept it.
Over.
And he met Marco. He actually got to meet Marco.
Did you really?
Yes, he was very excited. Of course, I was too. But yeah, it was really cute. Yeah.
You're a lucky kid.
All right. Well, we're going to have to shut this down, and I think we might actually be able to get it under the wire where we're not cut off by the news on FTR.
Oh, man.
So
that's luck.
Thank you, Anna, for coming on the show. She's at Lady Libertas 76, and Jessica Headings is at Jessica Headings, not at Hapax Legomenon. Pop, dude, the Chuck Woolery. She's at Jessica Headings. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's all she's
it.
at. So, all right. Well, thank you, everybody.